and welcome to our first Personio product update in this year. I hope that you're all fine, that you all had a great start into the new year and some relaxing holidays. Some of you might have noticed already that our format has changed the name. It's now called Personio Product Update, even though the format itself hasn't changed. My name is Lena. I'm a community moderator, and I'm moderating together with my colleagues the online community. We have an English and international one and a German one, and also have this format here where I do a little recap about the last month's product updates and releases that our product team has presented. And during my talk, I tried to put all information in the presentation and in the demo already, but I'm sure that there are some questions are coming up, and then you are welcome to post them in the Q&A section here in Zoom. Then my lovely colleagues, Laura and Mark, they are answering or marking them that they are going to be answered live. That's a new feature that we want to introduce with the new year as a New Year's resolution, and answering live questions. Hi, Laura. Hi, Mark. Quickly say hi and wave into the camera. Thank you. So that you know the faces already and they are familiar. So Laura will ask all the questions, some questions after each chapter of today's presentation, and Mark will answer all the others in the chat as well, of course. Okay, before we go and jump right into the agenda, I quickly want to share with you the month's tip, the tip of the month. It has been a feature that is quite known. It's the iCall export, where you can export absences and recruiting appointment, etc., from your calendar, from Personio to your calendar within Link. And now you can, with the new functionality, you can export all appointments at once and import them in your calendar. That's new. For more information, check out the Help Center article, Integrate Personio Calendar via iCall link. And now let's have a look on the topics that we are covering today. The first topic in HRM is global task management, share custom reports, and the Workflow Hub access rights. After this chapter, we will make a short break to answer some questions live if there are any. And then the second chapter is integrations. I brought 3 integrations with me: Zapier, Figures, and Planerio. And in recruiting, we have 2 topics, and one big one is the video conferencing for interviews, and the second topic is the disqualification reasons in the process. Yeah, I'd say let's start and quickly, go right into the account. With the global task management feature, some of you have noticed this for a longer time, but it has been released to all the accounts in December. And when we check out our test account, then I quickly explain all the functionalities that we have here. So in the inbox, that's the new functionality. Now it is separated in tasks where there is really an action required, and notifications, and which is mainly due to some reminders. Those are popping up. And as you can see now, here we are on the dashboard of an employee, and here you can only see the tasks anymore and not the notifications anymore. The notifications are only up here. When we have a look at the tasks, it is now possible to filter. You can now filter by absence, employee data, and onboarding task. That makes it much more convenient if you have many to-dos on your agenda that you have to do. And one feature that our product team has already released yesterday, actually, it's an improvement about this functionality, because it was requested in our community and also in the beta test that the view certificate, this button, that's new, because before that it was not possible to have a quick look at a certificate such a difficult word. So we can click on it, and then it opens up a new tab where you can have an immediate look at the document. Here at this beautiful elephant as demo certificate. And yeah, like this, it's much quicker. You don't have to go into the employee profile, and then you can accept it. Furthermore, on the onboarding side, you now have the opportunity to see exactly which onboarding to-dos are open. And when you click on them, you land on them. Here, for example, we do see that for this employee, we still have a to-do and we don't have to go through the employee profile to onboarding, etc. No, we land right into this onboarding step. So that's quite convenient. And that's all the news about the new inbox. Coming to the next topic. Share custom reports. That's a rather big topic. And before we go into the details in the demo, I quickly want to share again what the status quo was before the sharing functionality and how this is working for also those who are not using the custom reports as regular as others. So the custom reports so far, they were only possible to see if the employees have the access right via the employee role. In the employee roles, you can set either the edit right or the viewing right. With the edit right, you can create new reports and select the data that you want to see in this report. That can be any data. So it can also be data that you usually would not have access to due to your employee role. For example, on the employee profile, you don't see all the sections, but with the custom reports, it is possible to see all employee data, all absences, attendances, everything that you can pull from custom reports. That's with the edit rights. With the viewing rights, so far, when you gave the viewing rights, and also like it is still like that, when you give the viewing rights via the employee role, then you can see all custom reports that we have or that you have created. With all the columns that have been created by someone with the edit rights. That means, it is difficult to share, and that's why our product team has developed the sharing functionality so that you can share individual reports, the viewing right. We will have a look at it, how that is working in a demo, and then you get a better impression of that, hopefully. So let's have a look at the reports, the custom reports. In the overview, we can see now that there's one report. I have prepared that one already. That is a shared report. And when we click on it, for example, to see like who it is shared with, we can see that here on the top right, we can see the icons, and when we hover over it, we can see the name. And then we can also share it with more people. It's about the carryover in HR, for example, all the carryover days. We can now, type in a name, for example, Norman, who's our head of HR, and select him. But we can also look for whole positions. That's how the search here is working. For example, we can also select another HR manager, Christian, and Sebastian, who is also HR manager. Here we do see a difference. Sebastian already could view this report. So you can see here the status that he's already been selected. That's why you can't select him a second time. We can choose Christian here as well. And now we could save the changes. We can also that's how you also see how you can remove the access to a report. And then you can also here, you see that so far Sebastian has the access to it. If we save it, then newly added access rights are to Norman and to Christian. And if we cancel, then still Sebastian obviously has the access right. I don't want to change it here, so I will leave it for now. But if I would edit them, then they also appear up here. One second important thing is when you edit a report as an admin, then you do get a notification here that this is a shared report, and that all the changes that you do here, if you select more columns, then of course these columns can be seen by the people who the report is shared with. Then what is important also is that you inform the Sebastian here, for example, that he now has access to this report. As admin, you're the only one who can grant access. So you can also copy here this link and write a short Slack message to Sebastian. Hey, Sebastian, please have a look at the report carryover HR and check that until the end of March, that every carryover has been taken, and discuss it with the team or whatever. When we log in as Sebastian, let's quickly do that and have a look at his view. So now we are logged in as Sebastian. And now we have a look at the report. Custom reports. And here we see less reports because he only has access to one of the reports. If he had the access, like the viewing rights via his employee role, then he would see all the reports. But because he just has the access right to one report, he can only see this one. Now he has the options to export this report, also copy the link and refresh the report. He does not have the 3 dots here on the right in order to extend and work on the report. So yeah, that's how it's looking. And yeah, it is important that the admins are informing the employees that they do have access rights. Now it's only possible for admins to share the custom reports. For other employees, they don't also see who this report has been shared with. They only see that it has been shared like this, shared report. But they would not see that it's been shared with Sebastian. Okay, that's it to this topic. And then let's jump back to the presentation and head over to the last topic in HR. That is about the Workflow Hub access rights. You can see on the screenshot the Workflow Hub, how it's looking for admins. Now it is possible to grant access to the Workflow Hub also for non-admins in order to keep the overview over onboarding, offboarding, and also their own signatures. You can set that up under Settings, Employee Roles. And then let's also take the HR manager role. I've set it up for this as an example. And then by setting the access right, of workflow overview, here you can set this to view and then save it. I have done that already and preparation. And then when we go to Sebastian again, for example, log in as him. Then we either have the possibility to have a look at the Workflow Hub here from the dashboard. He also has this overview, but also here via this Workflow Hub. And here he does have an overview of the onboarding, offboarding, and the approvals for himself. And yeah, what is missing are the e-signatures and the overall overview of open approvals. And here's some links to further Personio products. And that is what only admins do have. This was also a feature which was requested by our customers. And yeah, it was requested in the community and ideation, also in the beta test. And our product team has developed it quite quickly. It got released in autumn, and in December it got released already. The update, especially this one, was not that easy, but I think it's very cool that our product team reacted so fast on your needs. Okay, then that's it to the HRM part. Laura, do we have any questions from the chat that we can answer live?
So at the moment, we don't have any open questions. Thank you, Lena.
Okay, then that's fine too. Then I continue with the next topic, the integrations. Let's first have a look at the integration Zapier. We therefore have prepared a little poll. It's basically just for me to get an impression and for you to realize maybe, oh yeah, maybe this integration would be something for us, or maybe not. Yeah, let's quickly share this poll. It would be cool if you could tick the tools that you're using besides Personio, besides your Excel and Google Sheets. If you're mainly using the Microsoft and Google products in support or next to Personio, then like it's totally fine to tick that too. It's just out of interest, like how relevant this topic is for you, just for me to estimate. Okay. Cool, the participation is already at over 50%. Interesting. This morning, we also had the webinar with the German customers, and there the distribution was a little bit different with some tools, but it's very interesting to see. Let's leave it open for 3 more seconds and then please send. 3, 2, 1, and now I'm ending the poll. I share the result. Yeah, we can see also the Google products and Microsoft products, they're mainly used, and then there's also other software solutions that was similar to this morning, but many more using Notion, Trello, and also HubSpot and Jira. Yeah, nice. So these tools that you have ticked here and many, many more are available, and it's possible to connect the tools with each other and the tools with Personio via Zapier. Yeah, Zapier is an API and yeah, a tool where many integrations can communicate with each other, and yeah, more than 4,000 tools can communicate and send data to each other. For Personio, we can almost send all data, can be transferred, new absences, attendances, new open positions, new open employee profiles, etc. And that resolutes in a different task and to do in the other tool. For example, with Trello, a new card can be created. With HubSpot, contact can be added to a contact list automatically so that the new person is now in your email list if you're sending internal emails to all the employees. The Google Calendar can be connected to Personio so that you are having the projects in Google Calendar and the attendances are synced to Personio so that the attendance is appearing with the project, and like that's the title from Google, in the comment in Personio. So you don't have to do that manually twice. You can just enter it in Google Calendar and it's updating it in Personio automatically. So these are just examples. There, as I said, 4,000 more options out there, and also other tools maybe that are not related directly to Personio, but that you're working with can also be connected. So it's a huge connector, and yeah, helping to be more efficient. Maybe when you're using one of the tools that were just named there, you can have a look at it. Maybe that is interesting for you. then you are welcome to check out the marketplace or the website of Zapier itself. Okay. Coming to the next integration, figures. It's a bit more concrete. It's it's a very specific tool about real-time compensation data that you have access through. And when you connect it with Personio, then employee data such as job title, the location, the position, and the salary data is synced on a daily basis, and thereby it provides the whole industry salary information, salary data, and that you have a reliable data source to do decisions based on. For example, if you want to review your pay bands or have salary reviews, then this is quite useful. And you do have different dashboards in the tool, and therefore you can do audits like a gender equity audit. And the dashboard can be filtered due to several options. For example, the headcount, funding round, industry, locations, etc. So it is very, very detailed, so that you get the best data as a source to restructure your salary bands or planning. If that is interesting for you, I recommend to have a look at our marketplace. That's how it's called. There are some information and discounts that you can get there, and also for all the tools you can book demos, etc., and find contact people that you can get in touch with, and get more information, and also a short intro. The third integration that I brought you with is Planerio. Planerio is a shift management solution, especially good for companies in the healthcare environment, as it has also been developed by a radiologist specifically for the healthcare sector. And his motto was to shift that the shift management is always also employee satisfaction management, as this is very important and goes hand in hand somehow. And we all know now that we have to rely on the people, that they're still happy and satisfied. The technique behind is an artificial intelligence algorithm, which is calculating the optimal shift roster by also including the employee wishes and taking into consideration any different settings that you want to have, and also offers a shift where employees can change and swap shifts with each other, and that very easily. So it's quite convenient. It also offers an integrated preliminary payroll, and also interfaces with leading payroll and accounting partners and scheduling systems. So it's like a good all-in-all solution for like the shift planning, and also when you do like the payroll afterwards with the shifts, it's also always specific. Okay, then that's it to the three integrations. Laura, do we have questions that can be answered live for the integrations?
Yes, we just got one question from Nicolette in the chat just 1 second ago. So I read it to you. Are these integration possibilities part of the Personio offer, or is it out of the Personio contract and should be ordered or negotiate individually?
So the integrations the three that I just introduced, they are different products, totally different products. They're not connected to Personio, so that needs the prices for those need to be negotiated with the partners directly. What we do here is that we offer an API that has been created by us or the partner, so that the data can be exchanged, but it's separate tools, and for some tools, for example, for figures, you do get a discount, and we sometimes offer that. But for the other tools, it's also always worth asking if you do get a discount for it. And that I'll mention that you're using Personio. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the only open question at the moment.
Okay, cool. Then let's continue with recruiting. Let's first start with the video conferencing for interviews and then have a look at the disqualification reasons. Video conferencing for interviews was also a long-wished feature. Since the pandemic started, we were asked so many times, like I can't name it. And it's very cool. Our product team has developed the integrations with Zoom, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, and GoToMeeting in combination with the calendar integration. They're working, and yeah, I quickly show how the calendar integration is set up, and yeah, that those of you who are not using it already know where to find it and how to set it up. The rest needs to be done in the individual profiles. So the calendar integration is an important basis to use this functionality with the video conferencing, but also future and upcoming releases and yeah, things in recruiting. Under settings and then calendars. And then under calendar integration, you can here tick interviews, and here these need to be ticked as well. This is important so that you can use it in recruiting, and then you need to activate your integration. Please do that together with calendar administrator and you as Personio administrator. Only together you can set up the integration, because you need to integrate your whole company calendar. Please note, the calendar integration with Chronify is for free, and when you tick that and follow the instruction, then it's set up already, and you can like check that everyone is like updated. And then in order to use the Zoom integration and the Google Meets, Teams, etc., then the employees need to go to their personal settings. And then let's quickly jump over here. Here on the next image, because I can't demo it because the whole Google workspace stands behind it. I can't integrate it into my demo account because I don't have a Google workspace behind it. So I'll show that with some images. The employees go on personal settings and then under integrations. And then as soon as the calendar integration is set up, they do have the opportunity to select the Zoom, Microsoft, GoToMeeting, etc. And when they connected, we therefore also have a text ready in the help center under the article set up video conferencing for interviews. And there is at the bottom, we have an email template for user authentication that you can copy and send your employees if you want to. There is an instruction, and for example, all the Personios had to do it because more or less all Personios are somehow involved in the peer interviews, for example. So everyone needs to set up the integration. We're using Zoom internally, and that's why I have connected Zoom. With Zoom, it's also important that the installation authorization has been done in Zoom. For the other tools, there is nothing else required. That's only valid for Zoom. So the employees can put that up for themselves. And that is very important because only then you can also involve them in the interview process and the video conferencing later on. So coming to the next point, as soon as all the employees have set that up, then you as recruiter, you can schedule an interview, choose here between a personal interview or a video conferencing interview, and then also like the provider that you want to do it on. When you have selected Zoom, like here, then we see here Sabrina, she must have the integration active because she also has accepted this interview. That is also a new functionality that you can see now who has accepted it. You see the Zoom link, and yeah, you can copy the details now, and that's what you still have to do, unfortunately. Then you can copy all the details and send that in a separate message to the candidate. And then the candidate has also the link available. The others do have it already anyways. So you basically need 2 steps in the interview process. The first step to choose an interview slot internally and set that up. That's the first thing to do, invite everyone internally. And the second thing that you need to do is to send all the details to the candidate. As a recruiter, you don't have to set up the interview and be in the interview yourself. Actually, it is even important that you set it up for someone else. And that's why we also need the integration for everyone to work and to be active. Because as recruiters, you can also only have one interview at one time. So Sabrina can't have another interview at the same time on the same day. That's not possible. Therefore, it's important because you obviously can't split up yourself anyways. So it's important that you define someone who's like the host of the meeting, and that this person also knows this. In case someone does not have the calendar the Zoom integration active, then you would see that with a yellow exclamation mark. And then you can like write in Slack and like say, hey, could you please update that because you want to, or you need to set up an interview. So that's how it is working so far. I quickly checked that I did not miss any hints for the recruiters, but it is looking good. No, I think I have mentioned every detail here now. I'm looking forward. I see that there are some questions. I'm looking forward to answer them soon. But let's first check also the disqualification reasons. There it's new that it's a drop-down menu. And when you reject and disqualify a candidate, then you do have the option now to select a rejection reason that you have defined before and to leave notes. Let's quickly have a look at the settings. When we go under settings, recruiting, I should have clicked immediately on recruiting. Recruiting. Under disqualification reasons, then we can set that up, not a team fit, or also okay, now we can add that. And when we go into a candidate profile, for example, here with Julia, we are uncertain, then we might decide also to disqualify her. And then here we do have the option to choose between the reasons for rejection. She does not fulfill the requirements of the position, notes, etc. And the rest is as it has been. So obviously when she's been rejected, then we also should send a rejection email. Also, when we select the candidate withdrew, then it's also possible to also choose the reasons for that you can set, and then at a later point there hopefully will be some sort of reporting that you can pull, and that you know more about your recruiting process and about the candidates, why you reject them, and so that you can adjust and improve there on that side. At the moment, you get the data. I quickly show you where. You can get the data out of the export. When you do the application export, then you do get the data about the disqualification reason also in a column. In the future, our product team does not have a timeline for that yet, but it's also like considered, and they're aware that it would be great to have some sort of reporting there too, just for the disqualification reasons. They know about that. Okay, then that's it to the recruiting part. Lara, were there any other questions?
Yes, we do have one question, for example, from Ada. She's asking, is it possible to send calendar invites through Personio that are marked private appointments? For example, in Outlook or in Gmail?
So basically it is set up, and usually all the all the information that are sent from Personio to the calendar, they're generally set up as private appointments. Only if the calendar settings have been changed, then you can see all the details.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's it by now.
Okay, cool. Then I say thank you very much. We have changed and adapted this format already with the questions a little bit, but we're really looking forward to get more feedback from your side, so that we can best adapt the format of this product update to your needs. And I therefore would be very thankful if you could fill out the survey that is opening up when you leave the Zoom meeting. We're looking forward to the feedback, to the format. That will be great, so that we can further improve. And now I quickly want to go through the next upcoming meetings. It's the next product update is also on the first Thursday of February, on the 3rd. Then the next upcoming user group meeting is on the 26th of January with a big product roadmap update about the next quarter. So what's coming next on the bigger projects, with the PM presenting, and also Hanno and Ross Seychelles as guests in this user group meeting. And next week, we do have our speed networking event, the icebreaker event, on the 18th of January. My colleagues Daniele, I, and some others are very excited to meet some of you. That would be awesome, just to connect with other people out of the community and other customers. You can sign up for that in the Personio community. And I'm looking forward to meet some of you in person and chat about Personio HR topics, or just like have a normal or like another personal conversation. That would be great. I hope you have a good afternoon, and that I see you soon. Bye bye.